Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman with Skyrim SE Retired Slow Play, Part 27. And we are going to take up where we left off. We had finally reached the Blackreach, and it's a pretty wild looking place. And there's a lot that can be explored here. It's kind of like the Soul Cairn in that there's all kinds of things that you could do in here, and I don't know about quests and things, but there's a lot to be done and seen in here if you choose to explore it. And I decided not to do much exploring here. I wanted to just get in and get out. And I believe you can come back here at some point if you want to do more than what the quest is, which is to transcribe the Lexicon for whatever his name was, for Septimus, I guess his name was. So, at this point, I was looking at my map and where I was compared to where it told me to be, and it actually looked weird. It looked like I was in the wrong place. And so I wasn't really 100% sure. You can see where the marker is, and you can see where my character is. And I thought, what the heck is going on? So that's why I'm looking at this over and over again. I thought maybe I've got the wrong quest selected, and I double checked, and no, I've got just the one selected. So I thought this to be really weird, and I don't know if it's a bug, and I don't know if it's just my lack of understanding. Or I don't know if the Blackreach is really that big. So I don't know what was going on. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't in the wrong location. And it says transcribe it way down there, and I'm way northeast of there. So I thought, well, why don't we follow our compass inside this area, and we'll kind of go from there. And because I was pretty sure I had to be here. So I'm looking at this contraption and what it does, and I see that there's a sphere loose down there who's doing something, and I thought maybe we should take that one out as far away from them as we could possibly be. Those guys are a little bit on the tough side. See, he's already got my health down, or something has my health down. Poor Serena is like getting whopped. And so she's been over in pain, or bent over, meaning she's got really low health. And this guy's tough. I did not change my difficulty level, but I thought, I better do something quick. So, probably a good idea to hang on to these health potions and not be selling them so quick. I had 41 minor health ones, so that reduces my weight just the tiniest bit because I weigh half stone or weight, whatever it is, each. I thought, you know what, this guy's not taking us down. Fortunately, he's over there trying to survive. I'm going to take him down. It'd have been nice if we could have got him from farther down. Flawless Garnet, how nice is that? So what we're trying to do here is we have some kind of a Lexicon cube that Septimus gave us, and what we're supposed to do is get it transcribed. And supposedly, if we're understanding his insane ramblings, there's some kind of contraption that has to do with the Elder Scroll that will let us read that lexicon for him. So that it's kind of like a dual purpose that we're here. I don't know why Serena's using her sword, her dagger that she has on her. I'm just making random thoughts here. And my restoration's up to 29, so that's a good thing. So that's what our goal is in here. And like I said, there's lots of things that we could do. There's lots of places to explore. But, I thought, okay, so what that did is it shot something. It shot some kind of a bolt from there. And I can see that there's something down below that's got us targeted. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what's down here. But I know that it's kind of a creepy place, and I don't know if I'll come back here again, but I do know that I have a task here at hand, and this is the place to get that task completed. And so it's weird that I've got 2 markers on my compass. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about, and I don't know why. Again, I'm looking here going, am I in the right place? Because it's nothing worse than being in the wrong place, but I think my compass is right, and it's telling me I need to go down there. So I said, okay, let's go down there. Let's just run down this path. And there are some creatures along the way that we may have to kill. This place is very different. It's very beautiful and creepy all at the same time. And it's like, oh no, there's those little tents. And a farmer is attacking. More than one farmer is attacking us. Oh, and a Taurus. Oh, I hate those things. Just as much as I hate spiders. Oops. It's like, hold still. Can you hold still while I'm trying to kill you? I don't know where Serana is. Doesn't matter. We'll take care of this.
Who's there?
There she is. Gotta check her weapons soon. Oh, looks like we've got something somewhere. But, oh, there it is. Up above. And it was a farmer with a bow. And he came from up above. So, again, I just thought, let's check everything real quick. And 23 gold on a farmer. I don't know if that's because my level is higher or what. They're at least better than 2 gold. So I'm looking at my compass, going, okay, where do we need to go, and where can we get there the fastest? You can see that if you looked at a local map, you could see these roads on the local map, sort of roads, I guess you should say. And it's like, okay, I want to try to get where I'm going. Again, I'm just so concerned that something's wrong here, but we will figure it out. You know, I feel like I should follow my local compass for now. And more Taurus. What are they called? Taurus? I don't know what spell she's using or what exactly she's using.
What have you got?
It looks like maybe a draining spell of some kind. I don't know. I know that she used magic a lot. She used weapons when we give them to her. I don't know what it is that she's doing. Some kind of a draining spell.
That'll teach you.
And whatever it is, it worked. So, thank you, Serana. Appreciate your help there. Oh, man. Look at that big fella. We know what happens when those guys come after us. Make sure our health is up. You know what's going to happen when we pull that lever, right? Ooh. Dwarven Centurion. Oh my goodness, poor Serana. I'm like, maybe I should use one of my favorite wand, and that's working. I don't think he's recognized me. He doesn't come after me. And I do know he went after poor Serana, and look at her health down to like a notch. So we really gotta keep an eye on that just in case she stops being essential. And see, I'm getting so close to being full, and I keep forgetting to hand things to her that I want to keep, which I don't know what to hand her at this point. So I'm just waiting. Each little bit that I get of my magic restored, I'm going to give to her for a minute because she really needed it. Sorry, I keep hitting that console key. I probably should change the key to something really bizarre like a 0 because it's right below my escape key. And I thought, you know what, let's charge up anything we can to use up some of my petty soul gems. Looks like I'm going to be using my staff. kind of like it in that hand just because, and I have to remember if I'm going to use my right hand, I have to use my left mouse button. So, you know, maybe after 400 or 500 more hours of playing, I'll remember that every time. I don't always remember it. So my pointer on my compass seems to be sending me, boy, look at that thing. Whew. Seems to be sending me off to the left here. And it's like, okay, let's just follow the yellow brick road. Man, I just didn't want to explore this area. And you could spend days in here, and I already had been under this thing for a very long time, and I was ready to be elsewhere. Oh, and it is an elevator. Okay. And in elevators, when you have companions, you always have to make sure they're with you, or at least I think you have to make sure they are with you. What the heck is she doing? It's like, hello, where are you? She's running around down there. You need to make sure they're with you, because I don't know if you took an elevator somewhere and if it, you know, like when you would go through a door and there's kind of a transition thing. I don't know if they would follow you or not. And I want to be on the safe side. Yet she keeps running down, and I don't know why she is doing that. And when I look, she's just right there. It's like, okay, dear, can you follow me? It's almost like she's stuck. So I'm trying to help her along. Come on, dear. So that's why there's the back and forth. There, she's up on that same level as me. So hopefully that'll do it. Come on, come on. There we are. Ooh, Tower of Mzark. Is that what it's called? So now we're in a whole nother ruin type place. This is just the longest, nastiest thing. It's like, how many different places have we been in to get to this? I don't know the answer to that question. I've lost track. So I'm looking around looking for chests. Like there's a hidden chest right there. And I've had a amulet of Stendar, which I can't remember if we already had one. We need one for our what am I trying to say? Yeah, we need it for our house. For those of you who are first watching, a couple of things. I have a little bit of short-term memory loss, so it's a manageable thing, but I forget things sometimes. Like what I'm making in my house that needs the amulet of Stendar. So I know when I'm there, but sometimes I forget words, and that's okay. That was a nice chest on the other side there, so I thought, well, maybe we better check around and see if there's any more of those little hidden chests, but a plentiful Majika, so we may end up needing that. And we increased our smithing, that's awesome. So we had a skills book tucked away in the middle of absolute nowhere. So a nice little pack laying on the ground, and a little gold ring, nothing special, but it can help us with our enchanting if we decide to try that. I thought some of these cheaper rings would be a really good thing to be when we're first learning. If we do learn enchanting, the cheaper rings I thought would be a good way to go. Again, I'm being very selective on what I'm picking up because I'm pretty much at max capacity, and I know that I've got these draught of strengths. I've got at least one or two of them on me, but I don't know how long they last. I don't know if they would last us long enough to finish what we need to be doing and get all the way out. We open this door and look at what we have here. Doesn't that look familiar? The answer is yes, it looks very familiar. We came across one of these earlier on in the Mage quest line, and it looks very similar. There's nobody here at this one. It's a little bit different, so I'm not 100% sure what I need to do. Obviously my pointer is saying come up here and do something. And save before we do something. And that lexicon can go right in there. But obviously we need to do something else to make it work. So when I hit these buttons, something happens. This thing kind of rotates around, and the left two are not highlighted, so I can't click them. And so I'm trying to figure out what it is that I need to do. So that I don't torture you too much, sometimes when I have a situation like this that I can't figure something out, I'll either cut it out completely from the video or I'll just speed through it, and this is sped through at like 600 times or 6 times the speed that I was actually doing it. And I was having trouble figuring it out, so what I ended up doing was go into the wiki and say, okay, how do I take care of this? How do I make this happen? And I don't know how I would have figured this out on my own. You have to hit these buttons X number of times in a certain order. And if you do that, then it obviously it's doing something different. And then the very last one that you hit, each button will light up if you hit the previous one the right number of times. And if you do that, this whole contraption comes down and it opens up. And inside, you will see that there is an Elder Scroll. So that's what I do to kind of not torture my viewers as much. It's like, why do I need to have you see me fumbling around for a very, very long time? Sometimes I'll cut some things out if I get completely lost, and sometimes like that, I'll just speed it up real quick so that you're not completely frustrated and stop watching. Please don't stop watching. I will eventually figure things out, even if I have to go to a wiki or something, and I don't want to torture myself. So apparently it transcribed the Lexicon, so I picked that up, and then my quest says to take that back to Septimus. And we're going to come up here on this little pedestal area, and we are going to look right there, and there is the Elder Scroll that we came to get. And we're supposed to bring the Elder Scroll to Dexion, who is located at the Fort Dawnguard. So at this point, we've got two different quests. One is to take that the Lexicon back to whatever his name was. And the thing is, that's like Septimus, I'm sorry. That's not a have to at this present time, and he's way up north. And I don't know that does anything for us on what we're currently focused on, which is to get all of the Elder Scrolls down to the Moth Priest, Dexion. And so I'm thinking, maybe we should be doing that as opposed to taking that Lexicon back up to Septimus. So I make the decision that we're going to deal with the, and we got that accidental quest. It's like, oh my gosh. No. That was a side quest from the Mage Guild. I'm already the Archmage there. And if you talk to a number of people, they'll give you side quests. And I ended up accidentally getting a side quest. It's like, okay. Later on that, just trying to go over my quest list to see if there's anything that we want to do on the way. And remember that Gadnor's resting place was down near Riften. Since we're going to go right by there, and we have the Amber and the Madness Ore, I thought, that's the most interesting quest. I've never actually seen that quest before, to my knowledge. And so, I thought maybe we should just go ahead and do that on the way. And we got everything we need from here. This is like creepy. There's a dead guy laying there. I didn't even see him before. I don't know who he is. And he's got a book. And I think what it does is it tells you about the buttons. It's like he's describing my frustration that I just had. I thought that was kind of amusing. It's like, okay, I don't see anything else down here. I don't see any reason to hang out. Just kind of looking around in case there's anything here. Any treasure that we could find. I didn't really see any. And it looks like there was a door out here. Which took us to an elevator. I don't believe we've been on this one before. Come on, Serena. Yep, thank you, dear. Let's see what we got going on here. And this particular elevator we don't see it move. So probably if she wasn't right on it, she would have followed us somehow. Okay, and this took us up to the outside entrance of this tower. It's like, okay, because it said that it was just, it was discovered. And so that means that was an outside entrance to that tower. And I'm like, where the heck are we now? And it was quite a ways away from where we were. So that kind of tells you, maybe I think that's where my cursor was showing as far as where we needed to go. Because it now makes sense to me that it was that far away. So, okay, here we go. Seems like we're at a little camp at the top up here. If you're a fast traveler, then you're exactly where you need to be. You can just pick a place and go. But I'm not a fast traveler, so it takes me a little bit longer to get where I'm trying to go. Oh, I heard a dragon, and I looked up in the sky and thought, okay, is he going to land anywhere nearby? Is he going to attack us? And he seems to be kind of flying off. And I don't know if I could have shot him if he would have come at us. We haven't really killed too many dragons at this point. And to get their dragon souls. So, we kind of need to get on that if we want to start opening up some of those shouts. I was reading a comment that someone made that they almost never use the dragon shouts. And that's kind of how I am. And maybe it's because of the level that I play on, the super easy level. Because my character's, was already pretty well overpowered to begin with. So I don't know if that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of dragons in our face. They're around. You see them every once in a while, but not very often. And really interestingly, in this particular playthrough, I've seen the fewest dragons ever. And I always play the same. I always start the same. I play the same type of character, and I level up about the same. I do the same quests in about the same order. So I thought it was kind of interesting. But hopefully we'll start seeing more dragons as we continue on. So what we're doing is we are heading towards Riften for a couple of quests. So that's what I'm doing, is trying to find a path or a road or something, and so that we can call our horses. And in case you are not aware, I use the Convenient Horses mod, which lets me call my horse from anywhere. It's really a really good mod. It's actually the first ever mod that I've ever put in Skyrim. I'm kind of an anti-mod person. I like to play games in a vanilla way, the way they were kind of intended. I got so frustrated with the horses that I went ahead and I saw that mod on Grandma Shirley's, some of her playthroughs. And you can see I have a level up here, and I thought, maybe we should go ahead and do that. And I decided to go ahead and increase our stamina a little bit so that we can carry a little bit more on us. But anyway, I saw that Grandma Shirley had this mod, and I loved it that her companions could travel along with her on a horse. And you can, if you don't, you can't. And I thought, well, okay then. So that's why one reason I got it. And one of the side benefits is you have this horn that you can use that calls your horse to you anytime. So I really I thought it was it's a very, very good mod. And if you're going to use horses in Skyrim, which up until I got that mod, I refused to use horses because your followers couldn't keep up with you, because they still are kind of a pain in the neck to handle. I don't like it that I'm not able to ride first person like I could in Oblivion. That was made me very sad. So that is why I have that mod. It's on my list in the description. You can see it if you don't already have it. I highly recommend it. As you can see here, I'm really bad about using my perks. I tend to hang on to them forever. There's one playthrough, I think I've got 6 perks that I hadn't used. So I'm really trying to use them more. I know I'm seeing already the difference in such things like my lockpicking skills have gotten my lockpicking has gotten so much easier on me. And it's because I'm increasing those skills in the perk tree, or the skill tree. So I don't like the way that Skyrim levels up. So it's kind of a pain in the neck. It's one of my least favorite, probably of all the Elder Scrolls games so far. It's my least favorite on how it works. I just don't like it. So anyway, it's what we got. And you put up with certain things that you don't like on a game that you love otherwise. And that's certainly the case for me. I do love this game. There's some things I don't like about it. There's a lot of reasons why I have never finished it. And I'm hoping with your help and encouragement, and the fact that I am very much an OCD person, and I like to complete things that I start. In this particular case, because I'm recording my playthrough, I'm hoping that encourages me to continue. And if you make comments, if you subscribe to my channel, all of that's going to encourage me to keep going, and that's one reason why I started this. I thought this is a good one to start with because I've never completed it. And to me, completed means that I have hit the top of any factions that I wanted to be a part of. So for instance, I am the Archmage of the Mage Guild, and so I completed that. And we're going to play through the Civil War, and I don't know what other ones that we are wanting to be a part of, but we're going to and complete a lot of the town quests. I know there's a lot of them, but then eventually we will pick up the main quest again. And then once I complete that main quest, to me that says I've finished the game, even though these Elder Scrolls games, you never really finish. You don't have to stop playing, is what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot of games like you hit a final scene and the game is over. You're done, end screen. Well, that's not the case with these Elder Scrolls games. You can just keep right on playing. So that to me, that makes it finished when the main quest line is completed. I love the way it ended in Oblivion. It was a shocker at the end, and I was aghast. I had not read anything about it. I didn't know how it ended. And then it ended, and it was like a shock. Holy cow, that was just, and it was incredible. So I'm hoping for a very satisfying, similar experience with Skyrim. And by the way, I'm not a professional sound engineer as my son is, and you're going to hear things like my cats in the background every once in a while. I have beautiful long-hair Siamese cats that are 12 and a half years old, and they are exceptionally needy. They are very affectionate, and they get mad when I don't give them attention. And sometimes they just cry for no apparent reason, and they're loud. And so I choose not to spend money on expensive add-on software that can take the background noise out. So you may occasionally hear my cats cry, and I do not apologize for that too much. So anyway, be quiet, Jake. I'm busy. So we decided to stop by here and see if we can sell off some of this stuff. We've got so much stuff. And so Whiterun is a quick stop along our way. It was right along our path of where we were going. And we, drain life. Maybe that's what she was doing. She's not a vampire lord, but... So anyway, sidetrack. So I decided to stop by here and see if we could sell some of this stuff. We're loaded absolutely to the brim. I decided to very quickly buy all of her ingots. That took her up over 300 more or whatever it was. And so that way she has more gold to be able to buy the things that I want to sell her. And actually it put me overloaded. But look at this, a 45 weight dwarven armor of destruction. Dwarven armor of destruction, 375. So that's going to immediately take my weight back down. So we had some heavy things here that were worth a pretty good amount of gold. And so I made some pretty good gold there. And I clicked on miscellaneous and it went back to the previous menu. You're going to hear me complain about that a lot because it frustrates the heck out of me when I click on something and it takes me back here. It's like, I mean, it takes me back off the menu. So it's like, how frustrating. So I thought, you know what? Let's see, what do we have? What does Serana have? Does she have things that we can sell, or do we need to give her some things? She's using the horned ancient Nord greatsword. Burns a target for 18. That's what she's been using. And if you notice, we have a second one. Grandma Greymane made that for us, and we gave it to her, and Serena's not using it, so I decided to go ahead and take it. And I took her dagger away I'm taking her dagger away. She's not using the hunting bow, so I thought, you know what? Let's just take those things away because we can turn around and sell them. Because Adrian had more gold left, we can sell these items. So that's why I decided to check with Serana. And obviously, I'm not giving her enough stuff. To carry when I'm overweight, and I need to make a note of that in my head to do that. So here I'm trying not to sell anything I'm wearing. I'm trying not to sell, and I just clicked on my character name instead of weapons and apparel miscellaneous because every time I do, it goes off the list. Oh, Serana, you're so funny. Yeah, it's bright out there, and why you're just pounding away on a sword? What the heck? She's so stinking funny. I love watching her. So I thought I'd better check with him. I think this is her father. I'm not sure who he is, what their relationship is. Again, I check here he had 25 ingots, and that takes his gold up available. And then I say, okay, what have I got that I want to sell? And we had a sword of scorching still that I'd taken from Serana, I think. And just check our miscellaneous. And sometimes your blacksmiths don't buy a lot of the extra stuff. Like if you have, like I went off of him and decided, let's look and see what we actually have. And that's why I'm looking to see, because maybe if there's things like a circle of destruction, I'm not going to wear that. I suppose I could have given it to Serana, but I'm trying to figure out, what am I actually wearing? What do I want to sell? And sometimes the general merchants will buy things like this, the circle of destructions or staves, and that's what I was looking for. How much did I have of those things? If I had enough, like, I'm not going to wear that. I've got my own circlet that I like, so it's worth 661. So I could go one of two ways. I could give it to Serana, or I can, which I probably should have done, or I could go down to the general store and try to sell that and some of the other things that I have. Sometimes the magic armor that you have, the blacksmith won't buy it, so general store is going to be a good place to get rid of things like that. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Unfortunately, he probably doesn't have things that I want to buy, so he's got 751. So I was like, okay, let's double check. See, look at these weapons. The blacksmith wouldn't buy these weapons, so we had to come down to this general guy, and I don't need a staff of firebolts. I definitely don't need 2 of them. And they do a good amount of damage. Sparks, not so much. $273. And I kind of wished I hadn't sold that. I should have really given it to Serana. I need to kind of give her some stuff to bump her up a little bit. I already gave her a ring, I think, that increased her health. And so we'll kind of keep an eye out for more things that we have that we can give her to help her a little bit better. I'm just kind of scrolling through here real quick. It's like, no, nothing else. Nothing else. But we need to remember to check her and make sure that she has the best armor and weapons that we can give her. And a quick save. Little kids running around.
You were the one who wiped out the
I was a little bit afraid of coming across the guards because they keep saying, hey, I know you. Well, apparently we're a hero. So I went ahead and clicked on some guy just to make sure, because I had been so afraid that we had done something and that they were going to arrest us. But what they're saying is that, hey, you destroyed the Brotherhood. You're a hero to us. So I was like, well, okay then. So now I'm not so afraid to be around.
You're the one gave the Thorn
Yeah,
a black
same
eye.
thing. So now I'm not so afraid to be by these guys because I was just terrified that. And I'll still check Riften because the last time we were in Riften, Serana got into a battle with a guard, and it was really kind of nerve-wracking. I thought, why is that happening? And I still don't know why that happened. And I'm not sure that we've been down there since then. So we'll see what happens if we stop by. So our current thing to do is we're going to go into a cave down near Riften and check out this dead guy that's laying on this in his burial site. His name is I think Gador, Gador, something like that. We were supposed to bring a couple of items and put them in some kind of container right by him, and no idea what's supposed to happen. I'm not sure what the book says. There's a booklet in there that tells us what to do. I don't think it tells us what happens when we do it. So that's finishing a quest, or maybe just finishing a quest that I had never seen before, which was exciting to me, because when you start over and you only get to a certain point multiple times, then it like you keep doing the same quests over and over. So many of the ones, except for that one that at least except for that one, I don't know if there's any more. I've already seen all the other ones before, and I kind of know what to do, sort of. Although, you know, with the short-term memory loss, there's some things I've forgotten, like when we were trying to transcribe the Lexicon. There was no way in the world I would have remembered that, even though I had done it probably, I don't know, over the years, 5 or 6 times. There's no way I would have remembered, well, you have to hit this one for 3 times and this one for 2 times. And I don't know how people figure that stuff out. I'm not a puzzle person. In episode number 1, I make that very clear. I hate puzzles. I'm not good at it. That's why. They just frustrate me. And so I don't want to deal with them. So that's why I'll attempt it, but then eventually I'll hit the wiki or hit the Prima Guide, which I have, the original Prima Guide, and see if it can help me out. Fortunately, I don't think it will. My Prima Guide doesn't have any of the DLC, like the what am I trying to say? The Hearthfire, the Dawnguard, which is what we're playing on right now. It doesn't have any of that, so I've got to hit the wiki up, which is great. The wiki is amazing. It's an amazing community that plays Skyrim and all the Elder Scrolls games. And so if I need something, I don't want to figure out a puzzle, I've gotten frustrated, which is exactly what happened there, then I will check it out and say, okay, let's figure it out. Since I do not fast travel, I will often sprint my horse, just partially for you guys. I don't want you to suffer through my very slow traveling around. What I'm doing here is double checking to see, have I got any extra stuff that I could sell that I forgot or didn't sell earlier. So I'm just kind of double checking here because there's a blacksmith here. And I decide, no, we don't need to worry about the blacksmith for now. We're good. We lightened our load pretty well and got quite a bit more gold in our pockets. And I'll be using my gold for a couple of things. I know that when you do enchanting, you have to pay, and I think I'm going to at least experiment in enchanting a little bit. The other thing that I'm going to do, I assume that the longer I play, the wealthier I will get. And the wealthier I will get, the more houses I plan to buy. My main house is the one that I have built myself, It's the Lakeview Manor. It's part of the Hearthfire DLC, and I absolutely love going by my house. Anytime I'm in the vicinity of my house, I'm gonna stop. And the reason I stop is multifold. I've always got things that I want to drop off, and I want to check in with my husband. As you can see, I'm right near my house. It's like, okay, I could either take that path and go through Helgen, or I can go to my house, and so I'm going to stop by there. I will make very clear chapter markings in my descriptions, so that if you don't want to see me building onto my house, then you can go past it if you want. But if you're interested in how that house gets built, you should go back to where I started building it, and I don't know which episode that I started building it. It was pretty early on. As soon as I had over 5,000 gold, I immediately went ahead and purchased the land, and you start from foundation and go up from there. And this is my Lakeview Manor home. As you can see on the outside, I've already built all of the additions on it, and now what I'm working on is the inside. And it takes a lot of ingots, iron ingots particularly. And I had a lot of ore that I pick up along the way, and I buy ore sometimes. So I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of ingots before I went in and started working on whatever I'm going to work on this time. The conundrum ore that I have there is for making locks, and you have to have a lot of them. You need them for each door that you build. You have to have a lock. There's a lot of chests that you make. Not chests, I meant safes that you can make. I think in the basement you end up with a whole bank of safes in a row. It kind of looks cool. I mean, the storage in this house is insane. It's just, you could not sell anything and just keep storing it away. So what I'm doing is, I know that I need quite a few of those items that I just made to continue working. Look at this. There's an Imperial soldier just went right by my house running like a madman. And I saw that Balaman was outside. If there was a fight, he would have been down here. So I don't know what it was that Imperial soldier was doing. It kind of creeped me out. But it's like, okay. And then I'll check with Balaman. Have we made any money? Because he's a blacksmith and has his own business. Apparently people love his work. We just ended up with 300 gold in our pocket. So what I was looking for is if I could buy something from him. But I guess when he's busy, I can't buy something from him. What I end up doing is I can sell him weapons, and I can buy things from him, namely the rest of the iron ingots that I'm going to need to finish my house. So I stop at the first workbench. There's many of them through here, and you can see the display cases. They're going to need glass, and I don't for sure remember where you get glass. I think I'm going to have to buy it. And this time I decided to go ahead and make one of the weapon racks. I'm still short some iron fittings. It's like, I'm short iron fittings. I may have some. I have a storage chest in this main area, and so I may have had some in there, but I was trying to use the ones that I had, because I picked up a ton of iron ingots on my way. I think I had 45 ingots. So anyway, I come back here and make a couple of these items, and it looks like our smithing has gone up again. And making this makes my smithing just go up and up and up. So anything that I do for my house, that's kind of cool. So come on inside and see what we can finish making. There's one of those weapon racks. And there we go. Now I can make another one. And then I kind of glance over and look at the miscellaneous items. And it looks like, and trying to see what I'm needing. Goat horns. I hate to kill goats, and I had picked a few up along the way. When I saw dead goats, that's what I did. But I decided at some point I'm going to have to go over and start killing some goats, and I hate that. I just went over to my chest that has all of my building supplies and a ton of other stuff in it, and picked it all up, because that way I can see what can I make now. So some of these mounted animals and stuff, I don't know if you ever can make everything and it makes it completely go away on these workbenches. I'm just not sure. I've never completely finished my house. I can't believe I don't have any large antlers. It's like, really? So you can see now I have a couple of mounted animals, kind of creepy looking, but it's part of, it's part of this world, on the wall. And I can see that I have weapon racks on the side. And so I'm just kind of looking around. I was like, okay. So what you do to be able to put a weapon on the rack is you have to first equip it. So I'm thinking that Staff of Magnus needs to go. It absorbs magic, but then I just think that it needs to go on the rack. I'm not using it very much, and I don't want it to. I don't want to sell it, so it makes a nice display piece. So there we are. I thought that looked kind of cool. And there was another one on the other side. So let's go in to, this is the main area. That was the entryway. This is the main room. And we'll see if we can make a few more things here with what we currently have. So we can do barrels and furniture. There's an alchemy lab. All of that stuff is going to take glass. Any of these display cases. So I'm going to be on a mission here soon to start looking for glass. And so I decide, let's go ahead and make up some of these things that we can make. And we can look around and see there's chests. I need another lock for that. A display case needs glass. And all these mounted things. Alchemy lab and an enchanter needs glass and refined moonstone. So again, I need to get some glass to finish out some of those things, but you can look around and see that we've made some additional things, that additional chests and shelves and different things are starting to show up. And I was thinking, you know what? That I've seen things that need moonstone ingots, and I knew I had moonstone ore. So I thought, okay, maybe we should run outside or crawl outside because we are so overloaded, and use our smelter to smelt that moonstone ore into ingots that we can use. I'm always really worried about my horse being out here in case creatures stop by. My house tends to draw wolves, thieves, and the occasional giant. So I'm always worried about that. So I don't know what would happen to my horse. I think my horse will flee if there's a combat. So as you can see, I have a lot of ore on me. And I can make a lot of things. So there's the moonstone, the refined moonstone. I had 10 of them or 12 of them. So I thought, you know what, let's make them up. Because I don't think that we actually need just the moonstone itself, the ore itself. So I decided, you know what, while we're standing here, let's make some of these up. And it's interesting, the steel ingots using the conundrum ore. I did not know that until just this exact moment. So I need to really not do that anymore. Because these we need for locks. So, okay. Only 11 and a half years later, almost 12 years later, I'm learning brand new things. I bet you guys are the same. There's these large birds that fly overhead, and they freak me out. I bet you they're hawks, but I always think it's a dragon. All right, so we knew we needed some locks, and we've got 15 corundum or ingots, so I thought, you know what, let's just make up a few of these. It takes iron and corundum, and we've got quite a bit of both, and I know I'm going to need them on a lot of the things that I'm making. And always nails, always fittings. You know, I just know I need a lot of these things. And so you can see I currently have, that's my total stash, is I have 85 more iron ingots at this time. And in the beginning, I was stopping everywhere that I saw that had any place that I could mine it, and I mined all the iron that I could. I'm double checking here, you know, keep reminding myself, yes, I need glass. So I need to find out where I can get it, and keep an eye out for it because I need it for all of the display cases that this house can have, among other things. So, and I can now make the last chest on this list. So the container option completely went away on this workstation. So what I'm thinking is that once you build everything, that work bench you'll be able to get rid of it. What's really nerve-wracking is how you get rid of it. You have to go to out front, and there's what am I trying to say? There's a thing out front. You click on it, and there's my mannequin that I built, and it gives you the option to get rid of a workstation or workbench. And I'm always worried about getting rid of one, and I still needed it. So I decide I'm going to put the Archmage robes on that mannequin. I don't want to sell them. It was an achievement to have them. So I just thought, you know what? I'm going to use that for display there. I am not 100% sure how many mannequins total this house has. I've seen other YouTubes on the various houses, and they seem to have more, and I don't care. I don't have that much armor that I want to display. That Archmage robe, yeah, I do. These are the things. This is a work. Look at that. I need a wolf pelt. This is a workbench. It's actually in the children's bedroom. But when you say yes to build things, it puts it in other places upstairs. So I think some of this stuff goes into the master bedroom. Got some wall plaques. I'm thinking, okay, I've got plenty. I'm trying to see what I have plenty of that I don't mind using up right now. And I'm getting low on a few things. So see, now it did add stuff to the master bedroom. So I didn't go all the way in, but I know that it does. In fact, I think that's the workbench that you use to make the bed up there. Although this time, I think it took my bed from my entryway and put it in there, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to head back into this other area. Off to the right there is my kitchen, which I absolutely love the kitchen when it's all made out. And it's cool because Balman will go in there and cook a lot of the times. And you can ask him to cook you things too. I'm going to pop down into the cellar, which has the most annoying skeever down here. And I'm going to double check and see what I can make here now. Just double checking, because I've only gotten a certain amount of things. I can have a mannequin down here. Armor workbench. And also I'm going to do a whole blacksmith thing down here that I can use. Bellman can use it. And I was double checking that shrine. That was the word I was missing. It's like, okay, I've got quite a few amulets that I still need. And there was a flawless something. There's a couple of you need a flawless gems that I don't have, like the Akatosh. I don't have. So I've got to keep a close eye out for those and make sure I don't sell them until I've made sure that I've made them. I was double checking what I need here. There's an armor workbench. And I'm looking at, there's new things that got added on with the anniversary edition, added things to the special edition, which is what I have. And it was, look at that. I'm making sure, just double checking. I need glass for the fish tank. So I've had glass. I think I found glass along the way somewhere because I was able to make a couple of fish tanks. Those are all add-ons from the anniversary edition that kind of spilled over to the special edition. And I thought, okay, I'll need logs and nails for these things so I can put a few of them in. And it's just, you go my nails. See what I was talking about? How many nails you need? It's just a ton. And do some containers. I'm looking at my ingots and nails. Like, oh, I'm almost out of nails. There's some chests. I can use up my locks. Remember, I made locks. I told you needed a bunch. You need them for now. I'm out of iron fittings, and I'm almost out of nails. Fishing supplies. That's a new thing. I don't know what that is. Never, I don't know, I haven't seen it before. So the add-on added a whole new section to this basement. And so that was kind of cool. So really, I'm out of just about, I don't have any nails, iron fittings. I'm out of those things. I've used up what I don't have any hinges. I have one hinge. Most of them need two. So really, I'm just kind of looking and saying, what can I make? What do I need to make what I still want to make? Might as well put a mounted elk. I still have small antlers, but I don't have any large ones. So it looks like I'm going to have to kill some large elk, and I hate doing that. Just kind of start working on the blacksmith area down here, which is pretty cool inside in the basement. And I'm looking here and say, okay, I'm out of just about everything. And I thought, you know, let's come over here and take a quick look. Yeah, I use Mage Stone, and I was just looking to see what different effects that I have based on the different things that I've chosen. Some of it is like the amulet, some of it is the Mage Stone. I thought, you know, let's take a look and see how this is looking. So this is where the blacksmith area is going to be. You can see there's a tanning thing right there, and there's a storage area right over there. That's where I can work on my weapons if I choose to do that. I've never been a weapon maker, but it's just, to me, it might as well just have it, right? So this is a little an end table where you can store things. So, and nice shelving over to the right. Very rustic looking in the basement. This looks like a basement to me. Oh, nasty skeevers. I wonder what happened if I killed that daggone thing. I hate it. They make nasty noises. I don't even know why it's down there. I didn't put it there. This section right here is part of the new stuff that gets added with the add-on. And I thought, what is all of this area? And this apparently is the fishing supplies area. It's got a fishing hat and fishing clothes, a fishing rod, and we have a lake right across from our Lakeview Manor. So that's pretty cool. So far I've been carrying around a fishing rod. I don't think it weighs very much, but I thought, well, you know, eventually I want to look into that. That's fishing again is part of the anniversary edition that got spilled over to the special edition. And then I remembered that I have more ingots on me, and I thought, well, maybe we should go see how much more we can make. Excuse me, Serena. Get out of the way. Let me see if we've got, because I thought I don't have, that you can, in this room, put an anvil. Let's double check here. A blacksmith anvil needs just ingots and sawn logs. So what that will do is I don't have to go outside to make my building materials. I can do it right here. So see right here, I can make my hinges, my iron fittings, my locks, and my nails. I was very excited that I remembered that if you put an anvil right there, so just makes, and I don't remember what this area becomes once you finish it out. But I thought, what the heck, let's go ahead and make these, and maybe we can make a few more items. So again, I just love building my house, and if you're looking at this, then you want to see it too, and then if you don't, that's fine too. So, okay, what can we build in this area right here? We could do containers. We could do round table and chairs, a wooden plaque, shelves, and I still need some large antlers there. And I'm trying to decide, you know, what do I want to continue working on with the stuff I currently have on me. And we also have this lovely greenhouse area where we can plant our own stuff, and I can't make too much here. Looks like a little bit low on clay. 79 right there. So just keeping track of my supplies and deciding what to do with what I got. So I've got a couple of things that's going to be added, and I believe these go into this room specifically. When we're done, we can look around. But a lot of mounted things and these planters that, so far I have these big long planters. I see I did add a few things in here. It looks nice. They have these big long planters, and then you have pots that you can grow things in too. And so if you're going to get into alchemy, that's when that becomes very, very useful. So I'm like, what did it say I needed? Let's make a few. We've got 60 ingots or so. So I won't stop buying them. I know that Balaman has them as well. So I'll have to double check with him if I can remember. And, you know, the more we get, the more we can make. All this stuff is going to need a lot of that. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, I do have a level up. So it'll take me to level 15. And once again, choose stamina so it doesn't get too far behind. Left my perks alone for now. I just wanted to get my level. So I'm up to 15. I'm getting very close to the level that I was at each time that I quit playing, or close to, I quit before level 16, but I'm almost positive that's the highest level I've ever gotten. So I come back in here and wanted to see what can I make now with what I have. What am I missing? So I can make these planters, these small planters with a cupboard. So those are cool, and that'll add a lot to this room, as you will see. I'm out of nails. Ugh, how can I be out of nails? So there's those lovely planters with cabinets underneath them. So, you know, you can be very organized in this room as far as what you plant in your planters. It's very cool. And it's beautiful too. Even if you choose to not get into alchemy, it's really beautiful when it's all fleshed out. So it makes a nice inner room. If you've watched earlier episodes, I made that room, and then I really wanted to switch it and put the additional bedrooms, because eventually we're going to have a house Carl. We're going to have what is the guy that sings? I can't remember what they're called. We're going to have other people living here, and if we had the extra rooms, they would sleep there. So as it is, they'll have to stand around. So we've got some extra. We need glass, and goat hides. So I was making sure, you know, is there anything else I can make? But it sure added a lot to that room and is helping to finish it out. I'm not sure what we need to finish our kitchen. So each time I stop by, I kind of try to not finish out, but add to. Look at him cooking for us there. How nice of him to do that. And here it's like, okay, just nails and ingots for the barrels. This is all for this room, I believe. This is the kitchen addition. And we don't have to have this room, but I really like it. It's a really nice room to have. You can have a little table and chairs in here.
Good to see you, dear.
It's like, okay, and we need more nails. Nails. I'm short on nails. How can we be short on nails? Chandeliers, we're going to need goat horns.
Yes,
So
love.
this room is starting to come together. Looks nice. And hey, Balaman, got
The
any
finest
ingots?
weapons in armor.
So I don't think I checked with him. Oh, I wanted to see if I had anything I could sell him.
Looking to protect
I
yourself.
hate it when you click
or
on
deal some
something and it
damage.
picks something else and makes you go away. And he did have 10 ingots. We'll take that.
I'll be here, my dear.
And let's go in here and make us some more nails so that we can do a little bit more building. Wasn't sure what all we were missing and knew though we needed nails. I know a lot of people just prefer the pre-made houses, but to me this just adds so much immersion for me as I'm building it by room. You know, foundation, walls, roof, doors, floors, and I just love it that I'm doing this with my own hands. And, you know, building this home, putting my roots down in this world, and it makes a central location that I love to have for me to kind of feel like when I'm immersed in this game. Oh good, I can put some hanging racks. Looks like I'm out of iron fittings again. How can that possibly be? And I saw some garlic hanging off of a hanging rack, so very cool, beautiful. I saw someone was asking, was talking about the way that I play, and you know, do I get bored or annoyed sleeping? Because one of my rules is I travel during the day, sleep at night. And they had asked me, I think it was on a Reddit question, you know, do I get really bored or annoyed trying to find a place to sleep? And the answer is no.
Good to see you.
If I'm out at night, I don't have to sleep. But if I am close to a place that I could sleep, like an inn, like say if it's night, if I come out and it's night, I have to get somewhere. Well, I need some more quarried stone. If I have to get somewhere and it's the middle of the night, if I'm close to a place that I could go and stay at an inn or at one of my houses, I have a house here, I have a house in Riften, then I'll sleep there. But it's not, I don't specifically look for a camp or something like that to sleep. That's not how I work. It's not I have to. It's like this is what I want to do. And again, I'm just checking and see what do I need. And glass is popping up. Need glass. So okay. So we know we need glass. So you can see it's starting to fill out with some stuff, and I love it. So I think it's time to put our things away and continue on. I almost kept that amulet as Stendar, but because I had two, but I don't want to forget. It's like if I'll have it with me, and if I'm at a place where I'm selling stuff, I'll question myself. You know, did I really do I need that? And if I have one, if I have both of them in there, once I build all of those different ones, then I'll know which ones are left over and that I can actually go ahead and sell. But until then, I'm just going to keep collecting them every time I see them. So just some of these items you see me store are for if I decide to do alchemy. So I've kept just a few things. I'm not actively seeking them out, but I'm just keeping a few things. That claw, I wondered if we're going to have a place where we can display that claw. I don't know if we're going to need the saber eyes for any of the trophies. We have a trophy room in the back, the very far back of the house, where we get to choose which creatures that we are going to display. And it's always like, you know, the one that gives you the hardest time. Do we particularly like any of those creatures that we kill? There's a big enough trophy stand to do a dragon. I think it's just a dragon head. I'm not sure. So it's kind of fun. By the way, I was trying to store these and it won't let me because it's a quest item. So it doesn't weigh anything. That was from the Soul Cairn. So, you know, so it's interesting making those decisions on which creatures that we want to display in our trophy room. So that's why I'm keeping some of these things. You have to keep pelts and teeth and eyes from the saber cats or whatever. So a Madnesor, we only needed one for Gadnor's quest. And so when we put the other two away, it reminds us that we have the items that we need. So again, I'm storing things that I may use for enchanting if we get into that. And I know that when you're playing on a much harder level where you need high enchanted items, that's really important. For me, it's not as important because I have such a, you know, I'm playing on such an easy level. It's just not a big issue for me. So anyway, it would be a fun, to me it's more fun than it is necessity. So that's why I'm kind of sort of half and half on the enchanting. This house has me build an enchanting station and also a potion making station. So I'll make them because it's part of the house and I may want to use them. If I do, they're right there. And so that's pretty cool. if I choose to get into that. And they look really nice in the house. I may disenchant these shrouded items, so that's why I'm storing them. And all the rings, I've been trying really hard not to sell the rings and necklaces. That's fine. We've got almost 30,000 gold on us. We don't need to sell them. Like when we first started, I had to sell them pretty much all the time. So for now, I'm going to try to remember to hang on to them. The soul husks we're only going to use in the soul cairn. And so I didn't even see if I could store them if I wanted to. Because they're part of that, the soul cairn. The soul cairn we may end up going back to. I don't know. There was things that we did some of the quests from it. And if you recall, if you watched previous episodes, that is a place underneath the Serena's father's castle. And it was where her mother is currently staying. She's hiding from there and says she will not come out until her husband is dead because he's insane. So just kind of looking around going, yeah, this is looking pretty good. I also wanted to see, I do have boots. Okay, it's weird that we found these boots that just say boots, and they are magical boots that we found inside of the Archmage's room, which is now our room. And they just say boots, but I looked at them and they were like
Anything good?
magical. It's like, okay. So she's got a ring of health and a sword. I didn't know the Galdar amulet was a quest item. I don't know what to do with it. I'll have to look and see. Or maybe just one of those things. I don't know if it's a glitch. I'm not sure. So she's using this sword, and I noticed that it didn't have any charges. It seemed to me, I remember long ago that I would have to recharge Mercurio's weapons when I gave him any kind of magical weapon. But I would swear the past few times that I had checked, his weapons were already charged. But her sword that she uses was completely discharged. So I was like, well, okay, we'll use up some of these petty soul gems. While we're at, we'll charge that. Like everything's charged up. We've got so many soul gems, filled ones.
Yes.
And I still haven't started using my,
have.
soul capture spells and anything. We'll see. If we start getting low on soul gems, then we'll start doing that on filled ones. I think I sold a whole bunch of empty petty soul gems. So I'm checking to see, and she's got that sword, and I was like, okay, that's good. We do need to start working on her rings, necklaces,
Yes, love?
armor. Oh, what I was doing to see if he could,
People say it
if he could
go
run
off
errands
of
for
other
me,
people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing
or
is all
pick
I
up
know.
anything for me.
Next time one of my
I know that you
shields
can
deflects a killing blow,
send your
they'll change there too.
some of your people in your house to do stuff for you. And that's what I was doing, was looking what my options for talking to him were.
I'll
And I was
be
like,
here,
okay,
my dear.
he can't do anything. So eventually, we're gonna have to pick up a house, Carl, somewhere. I don't know where. I'm kind of looking at all the areas. It's like, okay, this is looking pretty good. And what time is it? It's only 7 p.m. But I've done everything that I want to do, and I don't really want to stand around and wait till bedtime, so we're just going to make our bedtime. I generally will sleep in the evening times or at night, however, depends on what time I hit the bed, but I like to be up and going by around 7 a.m. That's dawn, so I can see outside, no problem. And I also awake feeling your lover's comfort. That's one of the benefits of having a spouse. And you get your skills increase by 15% for 8 hours, I think it is. So that's a really nice benefit of having a spouse. Looking around, make sure there's no nasties out here. And I was thinking about what else I'm gonna add. An apiary, a garden, a grindstone, a stable. And your horse doesn't really stay in the stable. I mean, I have put it there before, so I haven't decided. I just wanted to see what my options were. And I said, decide, you know what? It is time for us to go on our way, head towards Riften. Don't we look good? We look really good. And double checking, where am I going? So we don't know we need to go to the Dawnguard, and we need to go to Gadnor's final resting place. So that's our mission that we're on. We're going to cut through the mountains through Helgen, I'm sorry. And as you can see, it's just really early morning, and that's perfect. It's not dark. Again, that's a role-playing preference. Has nothing to do with anything else. To further answer that person's question that was talking about, is it annoying or frustrating? I mean, anytime I'm in ruins, there's places to sleep. So I don't know. That's, I suppose I could try to make that a rule for myself, or I could try the survival mode. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind on that. I keep going back and forth in my head. I really like parts of the survival mode that it adds to so much immersion. You have to eat, you have to sleep. I don't like the cold part. I just don't like the cold part. It's like, it's not fair. When there's places that you have to go, and there's so much of this in the northern part of the continent that is so cold, and you have no choice but to be outside. I mean, I saw some streamers were showing it, and it's such a pain in the neck because you're trying to get somewhere. It's way up north, and your health is deteriorating, your stamina is deteriorating, and all because you can't get warm. You can't put on a coat to get warm, and you have to get near a fire or inside to get warm. And it just doesn't seem fair. If you could put on some kind of clothing to get warm, then there would be a no-brainer for me to easily try out that particular play, that survival mode. So I've talked about it many times before, and I'll probably keep talking about it. I may, grab one of my other playthroughs and go ahead and give it a try and see what I think. I've heard varying reviews on that. One person said that they had tried it for a while, and once the newness wore off, they turned it off because it was annoying. Okay, that may or may not happen. I don't know. Food always seems plentiful to me. I mean, every time I'm in a ruin or something, I just kind of notice there's places to sleep, there's food to eat laying everywhere. So I don't know, might be interesting to try it. If you have tried it and you have any input, suggestions, comments, please put the comments below. I do read them and respond to them. So I'm curious if you've tried it. This guy's just walking along. I don't know what he's doing or where he's going. We're just going through this mountain pass, past Helgen, down the other side. As far as I know, it's the fastest way to get from my house to Riften, or anywhere of that side of the map to Riften, is to go through this mountain pass. Otherwise, you're going all the way around the mountain. I like to try and stay on roads as much as possible for a lot of reasons. If you don't, you end up trying to climb over mountains, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And sometimes it forces you to backtrack too much. So if I can stay on a road, I will. And using, I have this mod, which I constantly forget the name of the mod. Every time I start to tell someone what the name of this mod is, it's like, oh, hang on a minute. I'll look it up and tell you what it's called. It is called the Quality World Map. And I have a link to that in my my video descriptions. I have the 3 mods: Convenient Horses, the Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition Pack, and then the Quality World Map, which was the 3rd one I added. And that's so I could see these roads better. I think that's, I know that a lot of people that even love Skyrim have complained about the roads, and I agree. They're too hard to see. and they're often covered with fog, and it's like, okay, I want to try to figure out where I'm supposed to be and how to get where I'm going. And if you cannot see a pass through a mountain, how do you know you're going to be able to get over it? So the quality world map has really helped with that. And it's only the third ever mod I've ever put on, and I'm really, really glad that I did. So I can see these roads so much better. Like Riften? Yep. I like the road signs. They seem to fit in with, they fit. I love it that they're in English and you can read them, and it helps you find your way just a little bit better. And this is really only for people who do not fast travel. If you fast travel all the time, you wouldn't see these roads. You wouldn't see the road signs. But for those of us who don't, and I've seen there are quite a few. I was poking around on Reddit this past few days, which I haven't really done very much of. And I like it that I've seen someone was talking about how that they are playing more role playing the game, which I get it that a lot of people don't role play. They don't know how or don't know why you should, or find it boring. But people that do, like me, we make rules for ourselves. And I saw someone else had a no fast travel rule. I thought, oh, that's so wonderful. I thought I was the only one in the whole universe that didn't fast travel, but apparently I'm not. And it does make the game go slower, but who cares? What difference does it make? If I'm enjoying it, and I enjoy the countryside, and I enjoy seeing all these beautiful trees and the animals walking by, and the rain. I love the rain. Snow, not so much. I hate it, but I love it when it rains. And down here in the southern areas, it rains more than it snow. It doesn't snow down here. I just love it, and so that's part of the immersion for me. That's part of the enjoyment for me. It always has been. I did the same thing with Oblivion, and I played almost no Daggerfall. I'm sorry, Morrowind. I played very, very little. I had it. I played it. It had some amazing things when I first started playing, but it very quickly got old for me. And I also played Daggerfall. I actually played Daggerfall a year after it came out. And that was painful because the dungeons were broken. It was just daggone near impossible. And then this last year, I found out that someone had redone it. And what is that engine called? And it's leaving my brain right now. Unity, a Unity engine, and redid it on Unity engine, and Steam made Daggerfall free, so it's completely free to play. And when I also modded it. I know you're so shocked to hear me saying that, but I modded it, and oh my gosh, it looks so much more like a modern game, and it's beautiful. Even the dungeons are beautiful inside. I mean, before they were just kind of blocky, pixelated looking things, and now they are actually super creepy. So if you've never seen that game and you've never played that game, you definitely should check it out. And I'm sure you could Google Unity Daggerfall on Unity and you'll find links to it. Definitely worth the play. And what the heck? I thought they were attacking me.
Where'd you come from?
But they were attacking a spider. So her horse is going to run down there and explode. I don't know if it hurts the people or not.
Done and done.
I think it did. Hopefully they're not mad at us. Yes, let's move faster. We need to get away in case those guys are mad at us. And I just realized I don't have a staff in my right hand. I have nothing in my right hand. Hopefully I'll remember that when I get to needing it, which is not too much longer. So anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Let me have a sip of my tea and maybe it'll come back to me. Nope, it didn't work. Welcome to my world. So, kind of riding along here, and we are going to stop off at Gadnor's final resting place. And it said in this book that we're supposed to bring some amber and madness ore. And it's like, am I right there? Yep. Turn right. There should be a path. and put it in this container or basket or something. And I don't know what happens at that point. I just know that that's something that we're supposed to do. And okay. And like I said, I've never seen this quest before. Oh my gosh, another Spriggan. You can't run away from them because they will chase after you and keep shooting at you. And then Serena took care of it. It's like, oh, thank you. And they don't really have anything on them but sap or something. So to me, they're not worth killing, but they're annoying as all get out. I don't think you start seeing them until you're level 10. And I realized I'm right here now. It's not marked in any way that this is where you're supposed to go. It was a weird, strange place. So until you're actually there, it's like, okay, I'm finally there. Crystaldrift Cave. It's very strange quest. So I popped down in here, and I thought, and it showed me a basket right there. Better save, because we don't know what's going to happen. We see Gadnor laying up on top of the rocks there. He's final resting place. And we put the Amber and Madness ore in the basket. Retrieve Nerveshatter. That's a 3,000 gold huge thing. Weapon. It's like, let's take a look at that thing. 30 points of damage, half as much Magicka damage. So, wow. It does weigh 29. So, it's like a big giant axe or something. So his staff, we still have his staff, and I would thought that we may have to have done something with it. And the quest is gone from our log. There's nothing else here. And then there's Seducer Bandits that show up. It's like, what? These Seducer Bandits, do you remember that? The Seducer Bandits are something that we saw way on the north end of the map, and we came across them, and it was part of our quest. And so, what the heck are they doing in here? And why are they fighting us? It was so bizarre. I mean, it really kind of took me as a surprise. And all of a sudden, I didn't look at that close enough. I just thought, oh, she just resurrected one of the bandits, right? I'm thinking, what they got on him? Dark Sorcerer, Seducer, helmet, worth quite a bit, and boots and gauntlet. And a 500 bow. So I thought, well, maybe we should look around in here again. I didn't look at that close enough again. I thought I should look around in case I missed something. Because when we were in before, I'm sorry, whatever I just kicked, some bloody bone. I think we looked around, but maybe not as much. And he's like gone. It's like, where the heck is he? Where did he go? And then I see it. She resurrected Gadnor. She resurrected him. Was that supposed to... I mean, I didn't know what was supposed to happen or what we missed. I was very confused, and poor Gadnor's walking around moaning. So, what I decided to do is reload from the time we walked in here, because I thought maybe we missed something. So I wanted to try this again. I wanted to see it happen again. I wanted to see what happens when that thing falls. He's still there. The big giant axey thing is still there, still picking that up, and then it completes our quest. If we look at him, I looked at him before. He didn't have anything on him. And the Seducer Bandits come back again. So I don't know what they have to do with anything. It's like, okay, I'm being an idiot. Both hands need something. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and kill these guys real quick. And sure enough, she resurrected him again. So I know that one of her negative things is that she resurrects all kinds of things. And I saw someone posted that she had resurrected a chicken on them, and she's done that to me before too. Resurrected a chicken. Anything nearby. It's like, okay,
I'm not
you're a
gonna
little
die like
strange. Get that bandit dead. So listen, I just wanted, the reason why I reloaded is I wanted to see it again. I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something. That it, is there a reason that happened? Is there any reason beside the fact that Serena likes to resurrect the nearest thing that she can find? Well, in this case, there was only, by the time those bandits showed up, Gadnor was the only some kind of spear. I didn't know what that was. That was the only thing nearby for her to resurrect. So she resurrected him. So I don't think it would have ended up any other way. If I tried it again, I don't think it would have ended up any other way. I mean, if you've done this, you can tell me if I'm wrong. If I didn't bring her in there with me, I don't think anything else would have happened, because the quest was completed as soon as Gadnor gets those two things in the basket and drops that weapon. It said the quest was completed. So I don't think it would have had any other turnout. I don't think that her resurrecting him was necessarily a bad thing. It was just a weird thing. So that's why I reloaded. I wanted to see it happen again, and I wanted you to see that too. It's like, okay, I'm not completely crazy. And looking back here, poor guy, he's almost dead. And I couldn't, it's like that confirmed for me 100% sure that she just resurrected him to help us. And there's nothing for him to do now, because he was dead already. So poor fella. He got disturbed from his final resting place by Serena. So it's like, okay, next we need to go to the Dawnguard and go see Dexion. And you can see that where we're located, we should be able to cut through the rocky area to the right there. So we need to head basically directly east. So that's what I decided to do. Let's just go directly east. And there she is. Let me get out of your way, dear. We're headed east. No, I don't think there's any roads or anything going this way. So we should just be able to cut through. And should is always the operative word, of course. But, no, there is a little road here. Maybe that'll get us all the way over. I don't know. Thought I'd try to follow the road for a little while. I didn't see a road on the map. Vampires. Oh, Serena. Your brethren are driving me bonkers. I really shouldn't say that. She's not like them at all. And I love it that her horse explodes. Her horse just killed 2 vampires. Oh, garnet. Lockpicks. Nice, nice, nice. And I've decided to pick up some armor, because I think I'm going to, if I do enchanting, I'm going to try to make some better armor for both of us eventually. That's kind of like a goal. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the other vampire. We've got some lockpicks. Getting our lockpick stash back up after our last disaster. So then I thought, okay, where am I at in relation to where I need to go? And I'm facing the wrong direction. So I need to face east again. Grab the horse that we cannot name. Hello. He looks kind of like a goober. Hello, goober. I love that horse. And I specifically like the gray one. We're going right by what I believe is a dragon mound. I think it is. Not 100% sure. Or it could be a ruin that we'll come back to. An Imperial soldier. What? Go away. You guys are going to quickly become our major enemies once we get going on the Civil War a little bit more and they find out which side I'm on. For now, they don't fight me usually. But I don't want to further the Civil War quest any further, because then they will. It's like, I got enough things to worry about. So right now I'm following this road. I know I need to go eastish. And so I'm trying not to get lost in the mountains. And what we're looking for is Dayspring Canyon. I'm sorry, Dayspring Canyon, which is how we get to Fort Dawnguard. And it's right here. So, oh wait. No, it wasn't right there. I thought it was because it's marked by a tree stump. A white tree stump, and I thought I just passed it, but it didn't. And you can see it actually off to the right. They look like the tree stump we passed before, but that marks the Dayspring, and also the ashes on the ground where she killed something. And yes, I know I gotta dismount my horse. Is she with me? Yeah, she is. Okay. And I really kind of like her horse better than Mercurio, who picked up a gray one, which is exactly like my horse. So I was always almost accidentally hopping on his horse. So her horse, there's no doubt, besides the fact that it looks that way, it also vanishes when she gets off of it. If we're not in battle, it just disappears. And if we're in battle, it explodes in a very fiery ball of fire. So kind of cool. And I don't know if I don't have convenient horses mod, if she would get on her horse ever like that. I don't know. If you don't have convenient horses installed and you have Serana as a follower, let me know, because I'm really curious. Not that I wouldn't have that mod installed, but I'm just curious what happens if I didn't. And I'm just sprinting as often as I can until I run out of stamina, just to get through here faster. You can see they've really tried to bump up their this fort, because before they didn't bump it up very well and vampires got in. So now they've got walls and gates and guards to try to keep the vampire riffraff out of here. And Serena is just kind of tagging along with me, and they're letting Isran is letting her. But she's been so helpful so far. She's the one that suggested on how we could find that last Elder Scroll. So she's been super helpful in all this. So let's see what the Moth Priest has to say about this last Elder Scroll. So we need to find him. I'm thinking, well, where is he? Is he up top? Where is Dexion? Like, well, he looks like he's straight ahead. So we got some Elder Scrolls. We got some treats for you, Moth Priest. The only person in the universe who can read them. Uh-oh.
I trust your journey was successful. I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh, brother. Now what?
It's my fault. In my haste to read the first scroll,
Well, we had
I
read
neglected
that
the careful preparation
the Elder
required.
Scrolls
I
can
thought
blind
I'd be able to
people.
allay the after effects, but
And it
I
looks
was
like
wrong.
he's in trouble.
Now I am paying for it.
He's blind.
Blind? Yes, I'm afraid so.
And of course we
No,
want to be able to
It will
help.
have to run its course, and there's always the chance I may
So
never
he doesn't
recover.
even know if he's going to ever get his sight back.
No, there is another way.
How much
The
am I
question
willing to
is,
risk?
How much
Are you kidding
willing
me?
to risk to find all
I'm
that
in
is
this
known?
100%.
I can't guarantee you'd be free from harm. Becoming blind could be the least of your worries.
Okay.
Scattered across
Just tell me
Tamriel
what.
are secluded locations known only as
Ancestor
Glades. There's one in
Glades
Skyrim in the Pine Forest.
in the Pine Forest.
Performing the ritual of the ancestor moth
Performing the
within
ritual
glade
of the ancestor
should
moth
provide
within the
the
glade
answers
should
you
provide the
seek.
answers you seek.
It
Ritual?
involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree.
Get the bark
which
from
will
the
in
canticle
turn
tree,
attract ancestor moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll
and you
provide
get
with the
moths
second
following
sight
you,
needed to decipher the
and then they
scrolls.
give you the second sight needed to decipher the
In
scrolls.
keeping with tradition, you must use a specific
And we need a
tool
special
in the
tool
ancestor glade.
In the
An
ancestor
implement known as a
glade,
draw knife.
an implement known as a draw
Every
knife.
moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works.
He says you're lucky if it works.
From
Oh
what
dear.
I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of
Oh
mortals
my
is
goodness.
the key to the prophecy.
So
Deciphering one of the
he
Elder
gave us the
Scrolls
other
is
Elder
nothing
Scroll
like
that we
reading a
had given him
simple
before.
book. There is quite
and-
a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even
He's asking
years
what
to
went
complete
wrong.
a single scroll, and even then, months to recover.
And so we're just kind of getting some more background from
It was
him.
the inevitable fate we
'Cause it
agreed
looks like we're going to
pursue
go
in
have to go to
reading
that
the
glade
Elder
ourselves
Scrolls. It
and
generally does not
cut
occur until
some
the
bark from a
priest is
tree and
latter
perform a
years.
ritual
But
to be
in
able to
my
read these
case,
Elder
I
Scrolls.
simply was not preparing myself properly. It can take months
accidentally
or
clicked that
even
twice,
years
so-
to complete a single scroll. Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence that we're named Moth Priests.
Well, I knew
The
you were
voice
called
of the
Moth Priest, but I
ancestor
didn't know
moth has
why.
always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls.
Ancestor Moth, huh?
Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to ancient magic that allows the moth priests to
Moth,
decipher.
huh? Okay.
If you listen closely when you find the glade,
I
you
don't
should
like
be
them
able to
in
hear their song.
my real life, and I
Soft,
don't like them in this one,
harmonious
but looks
trill.
like we have no
It's
choice.
through this ancestral
We have to deal
chorus
with
that the
them.
moths tap into a form of primal auger and become a conduit for deciphering the scrolls. By having the ancestor moths close to the moth priest, they can utilize the conduit and share the moth's augury. Only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. It takes years of practice. to
Okay,
interpret the conduit.
so it looks like that's our next
And you found
thing
several Elder
that we
Scrolls.
have to
Whether
go
you believe it or
figure out a
not,
way to read
the
these
scrolls
scrolls.
have a mind of their own.
And he says if they didn't want you to find them, you wouldn't allow it. So apparently it's part of the of what's happening to us is, you know, they found us.
Good luck.
Yeah, I hope we do too, because this is what we have to do. So we have to go Ancestor Glade, discover the origins of the mysterious ritual. And the first thing is find the Moth Priest knife, and I assume that's where we're going to find it. And as you can see, it's up near our house. It's close to our house, right next to Falkreach. And so that is going to be probably our next quest. I will look at all these other things and, you know, make a decision on what else we're going to do. We do have a few things to clean up, but this is getting interesting. So that's a good place for us to stop today. Thank you so much for joining me along this journey. If you could please subscribe if you haven't already, I really would appreciate it. Give my video a like, and I also have a Patreon account. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, have a wonderful rest of your day.